Uh-huh.
Worthy of all honor.
See, you honor your master.
That the name of God.
See, when you're out of balance, you say you're a Christian, but when you get to work, I mean, you get a boss a hard time. You're complaining all the time. You can't hardly get, See, give him honor so that what?
That the name of God
Uh-huh.
and his doctrine
See that?
be not blasphemed.
See, when you out of balance and you don't really live up to that standard, your folk gonna blaspheme God. They'll be like, you know what? If that's what being a Christian is all about, I don't want to be one. They'll blaspheme God. They'll talk about the doctrine. You see, that's why it's so important to have balance in our lives. So I've been giving you some principles, of good stewardship. And principles are guidelines that govern our actions. You understand? In order for you to maintain spiritual balance, you got to understand the principles and the guidelines. See, that's what gives you direction. That's what helps you to be, first of all, you're going to be Christ-centered, and that is everything I do. In everything I do, I want to please God. And that goes beyond just in church. I want to please God in my home. Come on now. I want to please God while I'm at work. Come on here. You understand? Everything I do, I want God to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You understand? So I've been giving you principles, and now John said, I would that you prosper. Y'all help me say financial stewardship. You see, stewardship means that you're just a manager. You don't even own your own money. Your money belongs, somebody help me say, my money belongs to God. Yeah, your money belongs to God. And you're just a manager. You're just a steward. And I want to be a good steward. So I gave you all 4 principles that ought to guide how you handle your finances, because you want to be balanced. Am I right? God said, I don't want you to be out of balance. That you in church and you praising the Lord, but you broke all the time. You still living in that 1-bedroom apartment. Now ain't nothing wrong with it now. But I'm gonna show you something. You may be in that 1-room apartment now, and you can't hardly make ends meet. But guess what? The principle is this, or the promise. The promise is this: be faithful over a few things. What did God say? Do you hear me? I don't believe that you can really, be walking with the Lord, and God does not bless you financially. I wish I had somebody here. What did he say? What did he say? He said, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, right? Seek the kingdom. And what else? What's the promise? First, what's going to happen? What things he talking about? I know y'all want to go spiritual on me, but wait a minute. What things is he talking about? All these things, that's in Matthew, isn't it? He says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven first. That's priority now. Get balanced now. You see, keep you focused. Jesus first. And then he said, all these things, what things? Y'all tell me what things he talking about. Houses, cars, money, all these things shall be added unto you. Am I right about it? But now, the promise is be faithful. Now, you got to be faithful in your finances if you want to prosper. Be faithful over a few things, and God will make you rulers over men. Because if you don't know how to handle the little you got, if God bless you with some more, it'll just be more for you to mess up. And you're still not going to prosper. So I want to give you 4 principles. I gave it to you 4 principles of good financial stewardship. And when you work these principles, God promises that he's going to prosper you. What are those four principles? Well, the first principle of good financial stewardship is what? Budgeting. Y'all say, somebody better get a pen and paper and write it down. Budgeting. What is budgeting? It is a systematic approach to money management. In other words, you know, that you have a certain income. Am I right? Budgeting is a systematic approach to how you're going to pay your bills. Come on. You need to understand, how much does it take for me to operate on a monthly basis? Budgeting is writing that down and having a systematic way, because you see, the Bible said, owe no man. Isn't that what the Bible said? Now y'all gonna make somebody gonna have to get out their reference if you don't believe me. God said don't owe nobody. Now that didn't mean don't get nothing on credit, because there ain't none of them. Now any rich folk in here that can just pay cash for everything? Not yet, but it's gonna be. But he said owe no man. So you know, now see, with all that get it understand. That means owe no man and then don't pay him. If you owe somebody, pay him. Am I right about it? But if you don't have a budget, you'll spend your money and don't know where it went. You know, you can't operate a house without a budget, where you write down from 1 month to the next, write your bills down, what week you're going to pay it, how much you're going to pay on it, write down what you pay, the date, because what's going to mess up your credit is you keep on sending the payments you're paying, but you're paying them late. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. Credit is a poor man's best friend if you know how to use it. Now, most of us, if we didn't have credit, we wouldn't have nothing. Come on. Good credit is a poor man's best friend. Now, y'all, you know, I know you sitting there saying, I ain't poor. Well, you ain't rich. You need credit. You understand? So you need to budget. That's the first principle of good financial stewardship. Amen. Don't just cash your check and start to spending it. Don't even go home. Go to the mall first. Go straight to the currency exchange. You're already spending it because they're going to charge you how much to cash your check. You know, don't even sit down and think about how you're going to do it. You know, go straight to the mall, you know. And before you know it, you spent more money than you should have. You understand what I'm saying? So you ought to have a budget. And each payday, you write down, I'm going to pay so much on this bill. Write it down. I'm going to pay so much on this bill. Write it down. You see, budget. All right? The second principle of good financial stewardship is saving. You know, always put something aside. Don't never spend your whole paycheck. You understand? Now, if you can get payroll deductible and let it go straight, that's the best way to do it. And then, you know what? Act like you got amnesia. Forget that money is going over there. And before you know it, before you know, don't keep going now that you get payroll that they go straight in, and then you double back around and get it straight out. Forget it, you know, and get that, let that go straight in your savings, you see, and let it build up. But you always need to save something, all right? If you're not saving anything, then you're not being a good financial steward. Always put something aside. And then the third principle of good financial management is managing debt. In other words, be careful with those credit cards. It's easy. It's so easy to spend money with those credit cards. And then some of y'all got 5 and 6. Get rid of all those cards. You hear me? Now, the Lord impressed that upon me. I didn't realize I had so many of them. Until one day I began to look in my wallet. I had about 7 or 8 credit cards. And the Lord told me what to do now. He said, start to pay it. Don't charge no more up on them unless you just have to. Pay those credit cards off. You understand? Matter of fact, he told me get some scissors. I got my scissors and cut them things up. I believe I kept about 2 of them. You understand? So you got to manage your debt. Don't keep on increasing debt You know, you're increasing debt at a rate, and your finance, your income is not keeping up with your debt. All right. And then last but not least, matter of fact,